Hello, book lovers. I'm Peg, the book prize addict. And actually, I'm not even going to talk about book prizes today, though there is some news in that category that I'll probably be talking about later in the week. I just decided to change things around a little bit and talk about books I've actually read this week. I sometimes forget to talk about books I'm actually reading when I'm so excited about prizes. So anyway, I have to say that I read two books that have just been published, actually. I found out that at my library, if you know what's going to be published in the next month or so, you can get on the hold list before they're even published. That way, when it comes out, you're first on the list. And this is what happened. These books, one of them was published 2 weeks ago. They always come out on Tuesday, of course, in the U.S. One of them was 2 weeks ago, and one was just last week. So actually, today is Tuesday, so I have my finger in the pie on the list on some ones that are coming out today. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, okay, let's just go through. There's just two books I really want to talk about. And it's interesting that they both are the story of two women and their interactions, and both of these women both sets of these women were college roommates. That's how they met, and then the story goes on after college for both of them. Okay, the first one is Tangerine by Christine Mangan. Now, this is a debut novel, and I had read a little bit about it, that it takes place in Tangier. That's where the Tangerine name comes from. That's, I guess, a kind of a colloquial name for a woman, that expatriate woman that lives there. She's a Tangerine. Anyway, so I thought I would really like this because I like things set in foreign places, and it looked, and I knew it was some sort of mystery. There's no spoiler here, but you know right away it's a mystery because when it first opens, they're taking a body out of the water that's along the coast there. So you're not sure who it is. That will all be revealed later. So basically, it's a story of two women, Alice and Lucy, and they were college roommates. And something happened, and now that's alluded to many times, and they didn't see each other again after the night that the accident happened. I'll talk about that foreshadowing in just a minute. But Alice now lives in Tangier with her husband, and you can tell right away it's not the best of marriages. And Lucy, the other one, decides she's going to visit her out of the blue. She shows up on Alice's doorstep. And hasn't seen her. So it's a kind of a stilted conversation. Oh, hello, you came across the world to see me at first there. And at this point it branches off to I'll have one chapter with Alice's point of view of what happens, and then one with Lucy's point of view, and they don't always agree. This is called unreliable narrator, of course, when you're not real sure if the story is being told correctly to you. And in this case, I have to say both of them were kind of unreliable. You're not sure what the real story is till, well, I'm not sure if you really know at the end. Oh, well, okay. Anyway, foreshadowing. I have to say this was a little bit too heavy with foreshadowing. Now, Mel of Mel's Bookish Adventures talked about that in a last week, I think, about how foreshadowing can be too much and almost ruin the story. And this happened here. Every other page they refer to the accident that happened at college that caused them not to see each other again. And I even kept a list. I mean, it was like too much. I'm like, all right, get on with it. Tell us what it is, the accident. I was afraid I was going to have to go through the whole book, with that. But it did, about halfway through, we do find out what the accident it was referring to. It's referring to is, but the story goes on from there. And I'm interested to hear what other people think. I think the story then becomes a little bit convoluted and unbelievable. that people believe what others are telling them, and you're not really, and they are, both ladies are quite unreliable. So I won't go on with any more of that. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but I have to say that some people like it because George Clooney has paid, or what do you recall, paid for the film rights for it, and he has listed Scarlett Johansson as the to be starring in it. So I'm sure we will hear much more from that one. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is The Female Persuasion by Meg Wolitzer. Now, she is a very experienced author, and actually I have to say, you could tell, it was interesting to compare the two because this is so much better written. I don't know if it's experience or talent or what. I guess we will see. Anyway, this deals with two, Greer and Z, who were also college roommates. It starts actually during, Greer is the main character, but there's a lot about Z too, but it starts really during Greer's high school days, so you can find a little bit about her family and her things. But then the main event takes place at college, where a famous feminist woman speaker comes and speaks to him, and Greer, the main character, actually gets to know her, and this woman, Faith, has a lot of influence on Greer's life and career from then on. It's a thick book, and I really was not bored 1 minute. I thought it was so well written, and as I said, there's well, actually 4 characters that you learn quite a bit about. All 4 characters. They're not always together. There's Greer, really the main character, her boyfriend, Corey, and Z, who's gay. And it was just interesting the way it was done. I hadn't read Meg Wolitzer before, but it won't be the last one I read, I'm sure. And I have to say that I was really, since this one just was published last week, and I don't think anybody's read it except maybe Steve Donahue, and I was really wanting to discuss it with somebody, also preferably somebody younger, because it is about young people. And I have to admit, when you get older, you look back and you're not quite understanding why they do things they do. I mean, the world has just changed. So that's one of the reasons I love BookTube, because I can find out what younger readers think about things. And just as I was hoping, I looked on on the YouTube thing today, and Matthew, you know who I mean, Scarapa, I'm sorry, Matthew, anyway, has a new video out on this book, and it's great. He gives me so many ideas of what he's thinking as a young person, a gay person, and a very literary person. He works in the field, and he's doing it as the day goes on, as he reads parts of it. I love it when they do it like that. And so he put his part 1 up today. He hasn't finished it, but I just enjoying that so much, and I'm looking forward to the next one tomorrow, whenever. So thanks, Matthew, for that. Okay, so those are the 2 that I have read. I'm waiting patiently to see if my holds on the ones that are being published today come through. If so, you'll be hearing about them next week. Okay, so what you probably all are waiting to hear is my report on the rainbow wedding blanket for a same-sex wedding that one of our favorite booktubers is going to be part of this summer. And I decided, and I'm knitting him and his fiance a rainbow blanket. I love the rainbow symbol. There's the blanket I'm going to have. It has 10 stripes on it, and I'm trying to do like a stripe every week and a half. So bear with me. You're going to have to see my progress here. Okay, come on now. All right. Here was the very first week, and my little tiny strip. It starts with this red color, the darker colors. It starts with that. Okay. Here's one strip done, and a little of another. 2 strips done and a little of another. Is that all? No, wait. Oh, no, that's all. 3 strips done, and you can't tell, but there's a lighter blue at the top. So I've got 3 stripes and a little bit of another. So I'm coming along and get lots of audio books listen to while I knit. It's just such a fun thing to combine those two. I also saw, I may put it in my thumbnail, we'll see, a picture of at a same-sex wedding with a rainbow theme for the snack table. Doesn't that look fun? Okay, actually, I tried to dress a little bit rainbowish today, too. So, okay, I'll be back probably soon with some actual book prize news. Talk to you later. Bye.